gentlemen, once again, as per usual, the midweek wrap-up, it ends our week on a good note. We're always guaranteed good matches on Wednesday.
Woo!
Even Kevin Hawks excited.
Woo!
Yeah, NXT, Lucha Underground, killing it once again.
They do the thing they do every week, which is entertain us.
Exactly. And we opened NXT with a women's tag team match.
Sort of.
We saw last week Ruby Riott wanted a shot at both Peyton Royce and Billie Kay, but William Regal said, I can't put you in a handicap match. I need you to find a partner. And Ruby's like, well, I'll show up for the match, and if someone wants to be my partner, then so be it. So, as the match started, no one wanted to be her partner.
Yeah. Or so we thought.
Or so we thought. Ruby was in a handicap match for a couple of minutes until a psycho little Scot decided to creep around ringside.
Yeah.
Um,
That little nugget of fun.
Nikki Cross just kind of hung out on the outside, just kind of waited to see how things were going. Ruby was getting her ass kicked quite a bit until she made a little bit of a comeback where she kind of piled both Billie Kay and Peyton Royce into a corner, and she found herself like, okay, I can do this, and she got herself up in the corner. She was like ready for like the next wave, and then she got tagged out, and she was like, what the fuck is happening right now?
Well, I love like the first thing she did though, because Nikki hopped up on the apron and then smacked her in the chest for the tag, and immediately she got out of the ring.
Yeah.
Like, she knew what was happening,
Yeah,
which leads me to believe that this was a plan.
You think so?
Like, I feel like maybe Ruby went to Nikki and asked her to be the partner.
And Nikki said no, or just didn't give an answer or something.
Yeah, but I mean, even if Nikki were to say yes, I don't think Ruby trusts Nikki Cross as far as she could throw her.
Oh, I don't think anyone trusts Nikki Cross. Except for Sanity. And they're all crazy. So Nikki Cross goes apeshit on both Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, to which she's just like, all right, Ruby, you're back in, and Ruby's like, okay. And after the Fisherman Buster on Billie Kay from Nikki Cross, that was followed up by a top rope senton from Ruby Riott, and Ruby Riott and Nikki Cross win the tag team match.
I'm gonna mark that as a one in the win column for both of them.
A one and a win?
Yeah, if you're gonna one, make it a one.
Thanks.
Titus.
Flightus. No Way Jose has decided that he wants to teach Lars Sullivan a little bit of a lesson, and he's challenged him to a match next week.
I just thought it was your hair that made you look stupid.
I mean, No Way Jose's a big dude. He can handle himself. But Lars Sullivan is a really big dude, and so it'll be interesting to see how this goes.
For real. You know, I know how it's gonna go.
Horribly for
Bad
No Way Jose.
for No Way Jose.
Well, we'll find out next week. But this week, Johnny Gargano was doing a little interview in the Performance Center and got interrupted by Riddick Moss and Tito Sabatelli.
I forgot, they have a team name and I don't remember what it is.
Do they really?
Yeah.
I feel like it has something to do with money, because that was like the main theme in their theme song. Johnny was doing a little interview, and they came in and started poking fun at the fact that he lost at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, and he's like, oh yeah, thanks for watching my match from your couch. And so some shit was exchanged, and so Johnny's like, well, hey, if one of you guys wants to face me in the ring, that's fine. We can do that, at NXT. And so it ended up being Johnny Gargano versus Riddick Moss. Tino Sabatelli out at ringside. Riddick Moss ran a lot of this match. Yeah. He is significantly bigger than Johnny Gargano. And despite Johnny's heart, Riddick Moss just has power and size on his side. So it was very much an uphill battle for Johnny Gargano. Even got on the Gargano escape, and Riddick Moss was able to just like power his way over the ropes and break it. And this kind of this made Johnny got worried for a second. It was a very strange moment. It was, he didn't know what to do. Like, it was just, he couldn't understand why that didn't stop Riddick Moss. But eventually, even with some distraction from Tino Sabatelli, we kicked Tino in the face, and then slingshot speared Riddick Moss, and Johnny Gargano was still able to pick up the win over Riddick Moss.
So it's unofficial. It's not an official team name.
Okay.
But they do go by the Goats.
Yeah, that's Jericho.
Which is also the name of their theme song.
Jericho's the goat. You guys can't be the goats. What does the S stand for?
Well, that's just because it's plural.
They're the greatest of all times?
Yeah.
Stupid. Doesn't make me like Tino Sabatelli anymore.
What?
The Street Profits were in tag team action.
Yeah.
They took on the Ely brothers. The first team to actually get some offense on the Street Profits so far.
Well, they're also the biggest team to fight the Street Profits so far.
But it wasn't very much. It was like,
Couple moves.
They took off Angelo's headbands, and that pissed him off. And, And they clotheslined Montez Ford, and that was about it. And then one of them, I don't know, I think Uriel has the tattoo on his left arm, and Gabriel has the tattoo on his right arm. It's literally the same tattoo, just on different arms. But with the spinning avalanche and the frog splash, the Street Profits pick up another tag team win.
Yeah. Go Street Profits. Ely Brothers. Still not doing shit.
At least they got offense this time. This is the first time they've gotten any type of offense on anybody.
Yeah. I'm just saying that they left them doomed from the get-go because the two of them, big old dudes.
Yeah, they're massive dudes.
Got beat up by Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Their first outing was both getting squashed by Samoa Joe. And then that was followed up by both of them getting their asses handed to them by the Authors of Pain.
So I'm just not seeing big things in their future.
Not yet. Maybe if they get repackaged. William Regal is working on the future of the NXT Women's Championship. There's nothing set so far. I've heard some rumors, but yeah, nothing set in concrete as far as TV-wise is concerned.
What rumors have you heard?
I have heard that one of the people that will be in the running for the championship will be the Mae Young Classic winner, Kairi Sane. So,
I'll be fair.
So that's the only thing I've heard so far. Not sure what the full-on plan is, but William Regal will be letting us know in a few weeks.
He's got to think about it.
Yes. And next week we will have the first ever in-ring promo. The first ever promo.
Yeah.
From Aleister Black.
Aleister Black speaks.
For the first... Man, he's been there for quite a while, and he's going to be talking for the very first time.
I have a feeling he's not.
No?
Nope.
Yeah, you had a theory.
I think he's about to talk. He's going to be about to say something. Somebody's going to come out and interrupt him. And then he's going to kick them in the face and walk away.
Who's it going to be?
Fuck if I know.
I don't think he's on the roster. Then our main event was Pete Dunne defending the WWE United Kingdom Championship against Wolfgang. And these two put on one hell of a main event match.
Yep. UK Championship guys, make it count every single time.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't slouch, they don't slack. It is a fantastic ride the whole way through these matches.
Not to say that anybody else in NXT does, but these guys know that they get so much less time on camera.
Oh yeah,
as the
absolutely.
rest of the NXT roster, so they make every extra bit count.
For sure. And yeah, Pete Dunne versus Wolfgang, no different. Wolfgang, because of his size, was actually in control for a lot of this match.
Huh.
But Pete Dunne is a badass, and so it didn't take too long for him to start getting into a groove, and then it was a lot of back and forth, a lot of really good counters for
Pete Dunne needs to make an appearance on 205 Live.
How much does he weigh?
He's 205. That's why he's the bruiserweight.
Shit. Oh, shit.
Yeah, he's a bruiserweight.
Yes.
That's where the whole name came from.
That makes sense.
Because he's the toughest cruiserweight.
That is awesome.
I'm just saying.
He would fucking run 205 Live.
I just want him to go over there for a one-off against Enzo.
And then just for the hell of it, I want to see him versus Neville.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean,
but definitely first, Pete Dunne destroying Enzo Amore. Yeah, Wolfgang even tried to hit the Howling, ended up getting caught in an armbar.
That was kind of cool.
A shitty situation for him. Yeah, he tried so many different things, but eventually he did fall victim to the bitter end, as most people do, and Pete Dunne retains the United Kingdom Championship.
Also impressive to watch Pete Dunne hit the bitter end on somebody that
yeah,
was bigger
no,
than him.
that's the biggest person I've ever seen him hit it on.
Yeah.
I think he went against. Did he go against Trent Seven in the UK tournament?
No.
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 Who eliminated Trent Seven?
I think Wolfgang did.
Did he really?
I'm pretty sure.
Huh. Anyway, yeah, no, fantastic match. Followed up by quite an interesting situation.
Yeah, because Pete Dunne got himself attacked by Future Shock. Is that what they're officially going by?
They're not okay. So they just came out with their first ever shirt. It says Undisputed on the top, and then it says CFO for Cole, Fish, O'Reilly. So they don't have an official name. You can call it
like the name of their
CFO Money is who does the theme songs, which is pretty clever. Yeah, so CFO, Future Shock, Undisputed. Not sure. They did say Undisputed a few times after this whole deal here.
So they came out. They surrounded Pete Dunne, and then Pete was like, "Okay, hold on. Just let me slowly back out of the ring. I'm going to set my belt down so I can get out now." And he sets his belt down, and then immediately beelines and forearms Kyle O'Reilly in the fucking mouth.
Yeah, he did. Which he was quickly pounced on by Adam Cole and Bobby Fish.
Yeah.
3-on-1 beatdown until Wolfgang decided, you know what, fuck these guys. Got in, decided to get in the fight himself.
Yeah, how dare they take the UK spotlight?
Yeah, and so he starts getting in the mix. 3-on-1 beatdown on him. Pete Dunne gets up, gets out of the ring, walks up the ramp and goes, oh man, turns around, runs back to the ring, grabs his belt and walks the fuck away.
Yeah.
Because Pete Dunne is an asshole.
Yes.
So yeah, Wolfgang was the victim of a beatdown, ended up getting a Shining Wizard from Adam Cole.
Baby!
Thank you. And then the three of them walked away.
Well, they slowly retreated.
Yeah.
And then Mustache Mountain.
Yeah, they were a little late to the game.
That was the slowest run-in.
Yeah. Yeah, Wolfgang was being tended to by referees and doctors, and then Mustache Mountain decided to make their presence known.
Yeah.
So
I'm smelling a potential six-man tag.
Fuck yes.
To have Fish, O'Reilly, and Cole versus Mustache Mountain and Wolfgang.
I am so okay with that.
Or if Wolfgang's not cleared to compete.
British Strong Style.
Maybe British Strong Style. Throw Pete Dunne in the mix.
Future Shock versus the Kings of Trios.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm into that. NXT
Could
was
be
awesome.
why they started this whole setup in the first place.
Maybe. NXT was awesome. Then we move on to Lucha Underground, where we open up with an Atomico's match.
Woo!
Not
enough of these in Lucha Underground.
Yeah, this was the Worldwide Underground being represented by Taya, PJ Black, Johnny, and Ricky Mundo.
But not Ricky Mundo.
Not Ricky Mundo, because Johnny's like, I didn't give you permission to change your name.
And so to be punished, he kicked him out of the match and replaced him with the creepy bastard.
Yeah. Marty the Moth, because Puma's teammates were Sexy Star, Phoenix, and Cage.
Yeah.
Wow. That's quite a team.
I mean, it's, when you consider Lucha Underground, you can kind of definitely consider that like an all-star team.
Yeah, that's, four of the biggest names continually through all of the seasons.
But I don't see, I mean, from the outside looking in, picking Cage as your tag team partner seems like a pretty solid choice.
But when
you know how big of a dick Cage is,
and when he's distracted by his metal hand,
yeah, dude, man, he just goes to town way too much.
I'm not. Nope. Yeah. So right off the bat, Sexy Star starts the match. She immediately wants to go after Taya. The entire Worldwide Underground is fucking with her. She just starts chopping the shit out of Marty the Moth. Things broke down very quickly.
Yeah,
in this match.
Cage got in, and everybody had to plead with Cage to take the glove off.
Because if he would have thrown a punch, it would have been an immediate disqualification.
Yeah.
And so all of them finally get him to do it. He ends up getting drop kicked from behind by Taya. He ends up beating the shit out of Taya. And
then Jeremiah Crane came out and stole his gauntlet.
And at which point, Cage is like, fuck this match, I need that glove. So he takes off after Jeremiah Crane, leaving the babyface team down one person.
Yeah, Prince Puma went in and started using his feet to beat up everyone.
He used his feet. He used the Worldwide Underground to beat up the Worldwide Underground, which was fantastic.
Beating a wugger fucker with another wugger fucker.
Yes. But eventually, it wasn't enough.
It's a numbers game at this point.
It was way too much.
Not only is it 4-on-3, but Jack Evans and Ricky Mundo are outside the ring as well.
And on top of that, Sexy Star gets distracted, and her and Taya are fighting out on one side. Phoenix is being distracted by Marty the Moth, and so it's literally just Johnny Mundo and PJ Black having their way with Prince Puma. Ends up being a super kick into a brainbuster, followed by a springboard into the end of the world, and the Worldwide Underground picks up the win.
More Tomicos, please.
Yes.
You are a lucha show.
And then after this, Marty the Moth started to go after Melissa Santos, who slapped the shit out of him.
Over and over.
And it did not stop him.
No.
But the super kick from Phoenix did.
Yeah.
That fucking dropped him.
I'm gonna be real, that super kick had some follow through.
Well, Phoenix doesn't half-ass super kicks.
Apparently not. Don't mess with his girl.
And this has led to an interesting tag team match as Marty the Moth and Mariposa will face Melissa Santos and Phoenix next week on Lucha Underground.
This is what I predicted was going to happen at Ultima Lucha.
Yes. A couple weeks early. I'll give you the benefit. You're only a couple weeks early.
Yeah.
We got I think after next week we only got 2 more weeks until Ultima Lucha starts. So, yeah. That was an interesting fallout. Our second fallout from this match was the battle for the Gauntlet back in the other temple. It's like Mil Muertes and Katrina's little seance area.
Their lair.
Their lair, which is in the bowels of the temple.
Yeah. The inner temple.
Yes, the temple within it. It's templeception. Jeremiah Crane comes in and says, "Hey, look what I got," and Katrina's like, "Cool, give it to me." And he's like, "Kiss me first." And Mil Muertes is like, "Fuck you!" So Mil Muertes starts...
Yeah, I feel like it was just a bad choice on Crane's part.
Oh yeah. No, it was an awful choice.
Because he's just like, let me steal a thing from a giant dude and then go try and proposition the arm piece of another giant dude.
Yeah. Well, no.
And then, but to then not expect that both giant dudes are gonna show up and try and beat the shit out of him at the same time.
I mean, he was lucky for a second because he's getting his ass kicked by Mil Muertes. And so Katrina's like, "Cool, here's the gauntlet. I'm going to pick it up." And as she picks it up, then Cage chokes her up against a pillar.
Which she likes, by the way.
Obviously. She's totally into the BDSM. So she is stuck because apparently the power of the gauntlet does not allow her to teleport. And so then, realizing
Even if he's not actually wearing it.
Yeah. Realizing that, she drops it. She then disappears. Cage tries to pick the gauntlet up. And then Mil Muertes starts beating the fuck out of him, and it's literally just all three of them just beating the shit out of each other.
Talking about Jeremiah Crane being stuck between a rock and a hard place. What?
Mil Muertes has The Rock, and yeah,
Cage is a hard
Cage
place.
is a hard place.
Because that cage is literally a hard place.
I get that. The most interesting thing out of this whole situation is while all three guys are
joke Lucha Underground.
Thanks. While all three of them are having this battle, randomly Dario Cueto scurries in and grabs the gauntlet and takes the fuck off.
Which I don't think is going to end well for Dario.
No. It's interesting playing into what happens at the end of Lucha Underground. We'll talk about that in a second. But our next match, we had Pentagon Dark versus Dragon Azteca Jr. for the last Aztec medallion heading into the Gift of the Gods Championship match.
Yeah.
This was
fun.
It was fun. It was very, very back and forth. But it still seemed like no matter what Dragon Azteca did, Pentagon didn't sell much of what Dragon Azteca did to him.
Yeah, there was one point, and off the top of my head I don't remember what the spot was, but Dragon Azteca went for a move, or Pentagon went for a move or something, and there was a miscommunication about midway through the match that looked funky. And from that point forward, I felt like Pentagon was just frustrated and stopped giving anything to Dragon Azteca.
So, miscommunication just set off Pentagon?
I think maybe Pentagon vetted up a little bit.
Okay. Interesting. I mean, a great match regardless. I mean, other than that, I don't think there was anything else that seemed funky in the entirety of the match. Obviously some great aerials by Dragon Azteca, which unfortunately was his undoing at the end because he did a cool little... He got tossed up behind Pentagon and landed perfectly on the top rope, but as he turned around, Pentagon kicked his leg out and he got crotched on the top rope. Perfectly set up for the package pile driver, and Pentagon Dark defeated Dragon Azteca Jr. for the 7th and final Aztec medallion.
So it's him,
Son of Havoc,
the
Rabbit Tribe,
all of the Rabbit Tribe,
and then we had last week. We had Cortez Castro.
Yeah.
And
Tejano?
Possibly?
Does Texano have one?
Maybe? I don't remember.
I think Texano has one.
We'll find... either next week or the week after, they'll do the whole little ceremony where they put their medallions in. We talked about it last week. We had them all set, and now we can't remember the 7th one.
Pretty sure it was Tejano.
Possibly. But our main event, which immediately got started right after this match, because Pentagon Dark went to go break the arm again of Dragon Azteca, but was stopped by Matanza. Matanza gets in and starts posturing up to Pentagon Dark. Dario's trying to chill him out, hey, that's not who I want you to go after. Pentagon even kind of shoulder checks him on the way out. And so Dario redirects Matanza's focus onto Dragon Azteca, who he starts hurling across the ring and just beating the shit out of, which obviously is going to bring out Rey Mysterio because, the whole master-protege thing going on. Rey's able to kind of stop the situation. Dario gets Matanza under control. Trainers and referees get Dragon Azteca out of the ring, and immediately we go right into Rey Mysterio versus Matanza, which, again, Rey, despite how tenacious Rey is, he could not overcome a lot of the things that Matanza did. Especially when Dario decided to, in the middle of the match, allow anything and everything, especially the use of a chair. Which kind of benefited Rey, because he did hit the 619.
Yeah, for a second there, it looked like it was going to be in his benefit.
Yeah.
Because he was able to, they got a chair set up in between the ropes.
Yeah,
Rey kind of floating there.
Yeah, Rey set it up and was trying to whip Matanza into it.
Yeah, and eventually he drop kicked Matanza from behind, so he smacked his face into it.
And he was still kind of
619'd it.
Yeah, he was still kind of like stuck there in front of his face. The 619 knocks Matanza over.
And then he went for his little springboard splash, and Matanza just kind of hucked the chair back at Rey in midair.
Yeah.
Didn't go so well because it whacked him in one of his knees.
Yeah, no.
And if Rey Mysterio has any weakness, it's his knees.
It's definitely the knees.
He's not like Rey Mysterio. He's not king of the knees.
God damn it. It was kind of all downhill for Rey there. Like he had a few moments. Matanza ends up hitting the stalling suplex or the stalling superplex. It was a rough battle for Rey, and it didn't help that Dario was out there at ringside, because eventually the different suplexes and slams, and finally the Wrath of the Gods puts Rey down.
And it was a cool thing, because Rey was starting to make a comeback, and then he hit the second rope moonsault, and Matanza caught him and transitioned it to the Wrath of the Gods.
Yeah. And so hits Wrath of the Gods, and he's right next to the ropes, and immediately, even before Matanza gets the pin, Rey immediately puts his foot up on the ropes, but Marty Elias isn't paying attention to that. He's trying to make sure that Rey's shoulders are down, and while that's happening, Dario keeps shoving Rey's foot off of the bottom rope. So it's never up there long enough for Marty Elias to see, so Matanza does pick up the win, and then continues the beatdown on Rey afterwards.
Including giving him a Wrath of the Gods with a chair.
Yeah, which is fucking nasty. And then...
Yeah, that's nasty.
And then rather than leaving Rey in a heap, which, most heels do, they took Rey with them.
Okay, guys, no means no.
Well, Rey was unconscious. He couldn't say no.
I mean, for later.
Okay.
Because they're probably going to put him in the cage.
Yeah.
The little
the cage
cell that Matanza lives in.
Yeah. Here, so now...
With the gauntlet.
That was my thought. I was like, are they going to try and turn Rey into their gauntlet-wielding little motherfucker? Or is Matanza going to end up putting that thing on?
Which spells bad for everyone.
Yeah, especially since Dario has been doing all of this work to try and make Matanza a god.
And I feel like if Matanza gets the glove on, Dario's not coming back for season 4.
Oh, really?
I feel like it's going to backfire.
You think Matanza's going to kill Dario?
I think Matanza will head squish Dario. Much in the way that Cage head squished Councilman Delgado.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Quite the prediction there.
That's my theory.
Well, we are on quite the road towards Ultima Lucha. We'll see what other matches get set. We'll finally find out who the 7th person with the medallion is. I feel like it's a girl. It's not Sexy Star.
It might be Sexy Star.
I don't think it's Sexy Star.
Because I think she beat PJ Black? Because PJ Black got the first shot at one of the medallions.
Maybe. You might be right there.
I think it might be Sexy Star.
Possibly. But we'll find out for sure within the next couple weeks. But for now, guys, thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
Click those links.
There's a lot of links.
Like a podcast.
That's one of the links.
And Reasonable Wrestling fans.
It's reasonable with a W.
Like wrestling. Check out all the extra videos over there. Stay over here. You can check out our entire review of the Mae Young Classic. And in the next week or two, we'll be having some new unboxing videos over on Reasonable Wrestling Fans.
Yeah.
Battle of the Boxes Part 2. But for now, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next. No means no.
For real.